Thank you. Welcome to session number 2 on the Global ICT University Network. We have 3 speakers for this session, Professor Obi, Professor Swee, and Professor Yang. To start this session, may I call Professor Toshio Obi of Waseda University in Japan. Professor Obi. Let's give him a warm applause.
Thank you very much, Dr. Magno, and all the friends and new friends and the guests. Very, very nice to see you again. And my topic is the international corporations, and especially the Waseda University, which I belong to. And we have a lot of the activities for internationally. For example, you have the MOU with 400 universities all over the world, 400. And yeah, I'm now working for many international organizations, just like APEC and ITU and OECD, UNESCO, and so on and so on. But I'm talking about some of them, which is very related to e-government. And before that, I think just I can introduce the what kind of universities, Waseda universities in Tokyo, Japan. And I show you a 3-4 minute video instead of my briefings. Yeah, she's the president of the Waseda Universities, and we're showing how international is working on the many projects or exchange of the scholar and student. And one of the main issues for Japanese universities as a whole, we have the March 11 in 2011, it's the big tsunami and earthquake and nuclear plant explosions. So universities, as the leader of the social communities, we started to help the victims or injured people in the areas of the East Japan, which are affected by tsunami and earthquake. It's one of the very important social functions of the universities. Because Waseda is the #1 university in terms of the number of students, also in terms of the alumni. So we have very good network, not only professors, but also family of students and also alumni members. And we have so many prime ministers graduates from Waseda University in Japan, because we have so many prime ministers. Yeah, every year we change the prime ministers. So we are very happy to say about the recovery and restoration of our big tsunamis in Japan to be worked by universities in Japan altogether. And all the students is so serious to understand the Great East Japan earthquake. So we have the special courses on the earthquake and disaster. And very, very fortunately, I'm the chair of the UNESCO University Network for Disaster Educations. So I'm one of the leader for disaster management at the university level. This is just a marathon, running, but this is very important for societies to understand why our big disaster happened and how we can solve the issues in the future. So many publications from universities, because we have so many professors working on the disaster issues. So next is our knowledge society issues. And Waseda is quite famous for some of the very interesting research field, like robotics. Robot is #1 in the world right now. We have so many professors engaged in the robot. And we have other issues for biotechnology. Even this professor is working on the ancient Egypt as the new research methodologies. And also we are having the very interesting research on our histories for cultural heritage, like a kabuki and the Japanese dance in the 1,000 years ago, so on. So many things is going on at the university as a leader of the communities. And this is another research for discovery of the pterosaur fossil in Tohoku. So university is really champion of the leading the societies for the future. But this is kind of the robot. So we have so many different robots. This is one of them. This robot is taking care of the human being to be sleep very well. It's very interesting. If you cannot sleep well, please ask the Waseda universities. We have the very sophisticated robot for sleeping well. And these persons are graduate from Waseda universities as the movie stars or some researchers in the ancient Japan things. Yeah. And this continues for 1 hour, so I stop here. And I'm sorry, so we may have so many different aspects of the universities. This is the a chart of the my office, Waseda University's Institute of E-Government. We are working with the OECD is the top for e-government. And the second is APEC. We have the 2 projects. One is the e-government. Another is the ICT for aging societies with some other economies. And ITU, just you can enjoy yourself at the ITU Telecom, at the impact. I'm the special envoy of the Secretary General for Academia. It's the ambassador of the ITU for universities all over the world. And we are working for research and development to be involved in this industry and the government. And we have United Nations DESA, is the Economic Social Councils, working on the e-participation, digital inclusion of the peoples for next United Nations Millennium Development Goals. And WEF is the World Economic Forum, which they had the very famous annual meeting in January in Davos. Right? So we are working for them on the future of the government councils. China, we have my friends there from Peking universities. We are working with the Chinese government on the aging societies because it's so serious between Japan and China on aging societies. And even Thailand, in the future, you are becoming older and older, and you have to change your societies to shift the new type of the infrastructure and softwares or education systems or medical treatment for aging peoples. And ASEAN, including Thailand, we have several projects. One is the project with the MICT EGA on the e-government. Another is Singapore for aging societies. And we have very good relation with the LaSalle University, Philippines for disaster management and so on. And IAC is International Academy CIO, which we are supporting organization of these forums and workshop. And I'm currently president of the IAC. And we enjoy the really international networking of the universities and government and industry together for many issues on Chief Information Officer. And UNESCO, as I told you, I'm the chair of the disaster management on the university educations. So this is part of the our institute dealing with the international organization and bilateral countries and universities or any other entities. So how this important for your societies in the future is aging societies. And I'm not sure how serious Thai people thinking about the aging societies maybe in 20 years. And aging society in Japan is today. Aging societies in China is maybe tomorrow. But Thailand, maybe 1 week later. But it's very serious. At this moment in Japanese populations, 25% of the population is over 65 years old. And within 20 years, that number is going up to 45%. So almost half of the Japanese population became older and older. It's very difficult to find out young people in the street, in the country especially. So we have to shift our society to be resident societies against the this population issues. Not only in Japan, China, Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Europeans already has the same problems. So we have the international project on these issues. But I'm telling all of you, these solutions by ICT on the forthcoming aging society must be interdisciplinary. Not only one section like e-health, but also so many different areas should be integrated. Okay, housing or environment, e-government, nursing or pension system, disasters. So we need really international network for solving this global issue. Okay, so I'd like to ask you if you are interested in this project for your countries. Please let me know later. Okay, we are now in the process of the really international community to move on this important agenda. And just I explained about the APEC project because I'm the director of the APEC e-government research centers. We are dealing with the CIO at these centers. And this project is started quite a long time ago, but from this year, we have a new team. Not only Japan, but also Singapore, Thailand, and Chinese Taipei. And what we are doing here, we have the 4 direct overseers, directors, myself and Mr. James Khan, the government CIO of the Singapore, who had the who was a speaker yesterday, and one from the Taiwan, we call Chinese Taipei. And last one is the Dr. Sak of the EGA in Thailand. He's our team. And we are making some cooperations on the e-APEC things or some research and trainings. Also, we had the workshop in Hawaii last September. And we have the capacity building programs, each other among the 4 institutions in 4 economies. So we really enjoy working with the e-government institutions in other countries. You know, and this is also important for my message to you. We'd like to extend our partnership from 4 countries or 4 economies, 4 institutions to some more. So if your countries, you have very good institutions of the e-government, please join us. This is the project under APEC umbrella. And very powerful organizations which we are doing is quite a number of things, especially CIO issues. And yeah, this is the last one. So as I said, I'm the special envoy of the ITU academia, and these people is the elected top of the ITU. One of the persons who gave me some certificate is the Secretary General Habdon Touré, and he nominated me as the special ambassador of the ITU for academic issues. So we started these activities 2 years ago, and we are still moving on to work with the many universities in the world for ITU activities. So finally, I really thank you for your listening, and Waseda University in Japan is very happy to welcome any request or any proposals to work with us on the e-government, Chief Information Officer, or aging societies. Please let me know. Any means, meeting or email or telephones, whatever. We are very ready to work on the IAC universities or ITU universities and so on. So thank you very much for me to get this very important opportunity to explain the international activity of Waseda universities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me call now our second speaker, Professor Yang Fengchun from the Academy of E-Government, Peking University. He was the organizer of the very successful IAC conference in Beijing.
Thank you. Thanks everyone and Magno. Today my topic is international cooperation between the research institutes, which role and orientation in developing government. 3 questions are included in this presentation. The first one is the role and the function of the research institutes in the development of e-government. And then the second is how to realize the research institute's mission and what did they do. This is just an example of my institute. The third question is the direction of the research institute in China should be taken in the future development of electronic government. But now I want to especially emphasize 2 questions. The first is I want to introduce my institute, and then the second is I want to talk about our understanding of importance and the significance of international cooperation for our institutes and then for for the development of e-government in China. For the experience of our institute, the role and the function of the research institute is bringing the government's concern and the citizens' demand in e-government developments. In China, there are a lot of evidence showing that the disconnection of e-government supplies offered by the government's departments and the citizens' demands. I think it's a very serious problem. As I know, this problem is ordinary in some countries. So in this situation, the research institute's responsibility, I think, is to comprehend what is the government department's concern and what is the citizens' real demands and what is they can expect from the government and government officials. But at least in China, the situation is not encouraged. You know, in China, the government informatization started from middle 1980s. Up to now, it's about it is about 30 years history. But this connection of government and citizens is still remain. How to resolve this problem is urgently. The reason of disconnection of government and citizens there's a lot of reasons of disconnection, and this problem is difficult to resolve. For example, the government employees lack of update knowledge about ICT. And then the second is IT enterprise tends to exaggerate an advantage of their products and software and their solution. So it results to mislead the government users and in some degree the demands of citizens. So it's necessary and very important of building the bridge of mutual communication and understanding between the government clients and IT supplies. So there is the disconnection between the government users and the IT supplies. So from this viewpoint, I think the institute is to be the branch of government and IT supplies. AEG was established to this purpose. Now it is a key role between government and IT enterprises. We want to IEG to make them understand each other deeply. after the IGE was established in 2001, we do some workers in the government e-government fields. Now we focused on how ICT can be applied to government management and the service. This is our main task areas, and we want to through our work can improve the government's e-government constructions. My background is political science and public administration. So my institute is based on the theory of government and focus on how to meet the government supplies and the citizens' demands. Now, my institute, the main responsibilities are included these items. The first is theoretical research, especially in the public administration. The second is to provide planning of e-government development for government users. The third is to provide consultation of e-government construction for e-government users. The fourth is to provide training courses of e-government for government and enterprises. To training IT enterprises, I think is also very important. As I know, some IT enterprises is lacking of understanding of government mission and the government knowledge. Yeah. And then the fifth is to provide investigation and the study of e-government development situation. Especially we cooperate with the central government department. The last one is to cooperate with the central government departments and local governments to provide some service for them. For example, how to deal with the relationship with IT enterprises and how to manage the project and so on. Currently, my institute involved in several ministries, national ministries of concerning planning and project consulting. For example, we are doing the. For example, we are cooperate with the National Ministry of Industrial and Informatization to do mid-term evaluation of implementation of the 12th five-year plan about e-government development. You know, the five-year plan is a very strategical is a very strategical policy of in China. And we also we also cooperate with National Department and the Reform Commission to establish e-government performance evaluation research center its obligation is, its responsibility is to evaluate and assessment of the national level government government departments projects. And the second, and then the second top question I want to talk about is about the importance and the significance of international cooperation. Just like I mentioned just now, the research institute in just like my institute has a lot of tasks to carry out, but so I think strength the international cooperation is very important, and international cooperation can bring us some intellectual, ecological, and other resources for our development, and for the e-government development in China. So in this area, so in this area, I think some workers we need to do. The first one is the international research cooperation, especially in China. Some government users are short of operative resources and channels. So the research institute can play a very important role to help them to do what they want and facilitate the development of e-government. So the research program should be interested to government users. It's very important. The government users usually is very practical and should embody the best practice internationally, and benchmarking and the most advanced experiences. The second, promoting CIO qualification training and certification for the government CIO system establishment in China. So far, China has not established the government CIO systems, but so there is a very urgent need to establish government CIO system. At this moment, CIO education is very fragmented and lack of normal standards in China. And then the experience of concerning CIO education are not mature. In this regard, the strength of international cooperation is value for CIO system establishment and standardization in China. Third, I think is the academic exchange. The research institute should be the important role in exchange and cooperation for the newest serials, experience and technologies of e-government and its application. Currently, the IAC is the main platform for international cooperation and communication, which is very successful and satisfying for all participants. In addition, it's also very important to cooperate between every chapters of the IAC based on IAC platform. In terms of international academic exchange, international cooperation mechanisms need to be improved, I think. In particular, it's very urgent to achieve international cooperation between research institutes and IT enterprises. To enable academic exchange activities, obtain the necessary financial support. Sometimes it is very, very difficult for us, and for I know for some institutes. So how to find a way to resolve this problem, to set up a combination of research institutes and IT prices, I think is very important and very interesting. Meanwhile, international academic exchange planning and the topic should be made clear and focus on one or two very important problems in every time. If we can focus on one or two very important problems one at a time, which it can help us solve special application problems and provide help to the participants who feel need to help the other help. This needs usually coming from the academics and the practice from very different situations. This is my topic. Thanks again.
Thank you, Professor Young. So I mentioned that Professor Young organized the IAC annual conference this year, and the organizer of the next IAC conference is Prof.Swee from Singapore, from the National University of Singapore.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Magno. Is this on? Okay, great. My name is Swee, very easy to remember, S-W-E-E, and then put a T at the back called sweet. So no one should forget my name. I just want to let you know a little bit about our next event. We are thinking of bringing this event that you just attended by Bangkok Tuk-Tuk car and all the way to Singapore, June 14 to 17. So I hope you can put down on your diary that June 14 to 17 next year will be in Singapore. And it is really an honor to know Professor Obi and Professor Alfred from George Mason University, because I just had a very short period of knowing them. Professor Obi, I knew him I think less than 2 years. And when I first rushed myself to meet him, it was meant to be a dinner that I was late by 30 minutes. Very bad when you meet with the Japanese, because they are always 30 minutes before the time. You know, they all sit there and wait for you to come. So it was very bad. I got a very good excuse because I lost on my way in Singapore. Because, you know, some odd place that, you know, someone brought him there. I couldn't find a place called the Keppel Club. So I lost, you know. Then I always wonder, and I never heard about Waseda University until Singapore was ranked #1 about 4 years ago. So you can see Professor Obi bringing the name of Waseda to the world and to many of us because of his very noble passion or interest or mission that he has, that I still don't know why he's doing it. So I was trying to ask Dr. Alfred, you know, from George Mansion, who is the president of AIC, about whether he knew about why Prof. Obi is doing that. So we will leave it to next year when you come to Singapore, because Professor Obi promised to tell the story of why he started all this thing. But for me, it's really a very deep respect for all these people that I know in Beijing, that together, this group of academia wanted to further the mission of Professor Obi to raise the standard, to bring this international ranking of e-government to a new height. So what are we supposed to do? Number one is not just about ranking. We are thinking of look at the whole process, the whole criteria, the whole way of doing it, hopefully next year. And so that it is not just a ranking exercise, it will be also an exercise to see how to help countries in the world to look into improving the way citizen engagement through electronic means. So it's a really noble mission that I think we all should really supporting it and participating in it. So I'm very happy to quickly mention about currently in the group that formed by Professor Obi and Professor Alfred. It's a team of international academicians that currently sitting on the ranking panel, helping them and try to contribute from an academic point of view how it should be done in a different way. So I cannot remember all the names, and it's a long list, but all I can tell you is that, you know, we have a representative from Thailand and the two Jirapon, the one doctor, one mister. I always get confused with them. We have people from Russia, USA, Philippines, Macau, China, obviously Japan, Italy, Finland, and Singapore. So far these are the countries. I'm sure we will consider how to expand it as and when there's a need for it. So that's roughly what I can tell. We have a few ideas what to do about the event in Singapore. And one good news is that this event will be piggybacked with a very successful Singapore event called the Community Asia. And that event is a very big event, often attended by about 1,000 people worldwide. And Professor Obi managed to convince our very distinguished organization in Singapore. It's called IDA, stands for Infocom Development Authority, IDA. And they are the one who actually taking the very hard mission to computerize Singapore, to make the Singapore e-government successful. And that's IDA. And then Professor Obi mentioned about Mr. James Kang, who was participated in presentation yesterday. So IDA will be helping us to organize the event, because IDA also is an event organization, one of the event organizer of the Community Asia. So we hope through IDA relationship, we'll bring all of you to the Community Asia. Hopefully free of charge, if not subsidized. And that one we will have to worry later, because we have to look into our pocket, how big it is, whether we could get a good sponsorship in Singapore. So we have a lot of ideas. What are the things we want to do? What are the things we want to discuss with you? But somehow the thing that's emerging is that we are thinking of letting the audience to co-create the criteria, to co-create some of the ideas of how the ranking should go. And this is the first time I know Professor Obi really opened up this particular ranking exercise. And hopefully the whole objective of transparency It's not just about the sake of ranking, it's all about how to learn and work together to raise the e-government standard of the world. So it become a really noble mission. So I hope all of us support the coming event in Singapore. Now we are very lucky that you folks, Thailand, I was told that Thai gotten this mission to have this thing done here in less than 2 months notice from Professor Obi, right? And Singapore, we are luckier. I think we have more than 6 months to prepare for this event. So the pressure is on us to make sure that you guys set a too high standard in Thailand. I'm not sure we have beautiful dancer as pretty as the Thai people, a smiling nation that the Singaporean girls will smile as nice as yours. So it will be very hard on us. We'll maybe think of other ways to do it. Prof. Obi, anything to want me to add on?
No, thank you.
Anything I should deduct?
Yeah, that's enough.
It's enough, okay. Okay, for lunchtime. Thank you so much, folks. Thanks.
Okay. I don't think we have time for questions, but let me just summarize the importance of the university as a global player, and that has been emphasized in these 3 presentations. The world is shrinking because the issues are united. There are global issues. Professor Obi mentioned that there are issues regarding aging affecting developed countries, but there are also issues affecting developing countries, especially in the area of disaster risk reduction and management. Our colleagues from Peking University and the National University of Singapore shared to us the challenges of research institutes. And of course, they will be, Singapore will be organizing the next IAC conference. China just organized this IAC annual conference. There will be more organizing that will happen, more cooperation, more collaboration. And this collaboration will not end. Even after lunch, our collaboration will continue. But let us give a big round of applause to our 3 distinguished speakers. And I officially close this session. Thank you.